camera working? Is my mic working? I can't see anything. There's too much glare on my glasses too. Hey y'all, I figured just give an update from my friends from social media since I haven't been on social media lately. I just woke up in the middle of the night and so I can't really see very well. My eyes are still kind of gooey. Um, yeah, everything's going fine. I just been doing some experiments. So I got this. Y'all don't mind these nasty old walls either. 'Cause this is the only part of the house that's never been remodeled. So this is one of the back rooms here. I was doing some experiments with this heating element. This old, this came out of old central heat and air, but I have so many ideas of electrical stuff going through my head, and I have not scripted anything for this video. Like this is very impromptu. Like I said, it's like the middle of the night. I just woke up at like 4 a.m. Well, it's like 5 now, so I'll probably just go back to sleep in a little while. But so I'm on that rotating schedule again. I sleep when I'm sleepy. That way it comes naturally, and I usually sleep good and have sweet dreams. But this is an update for my friends on social media that are missing me. I know. Like normally, I just get on Messenger or something, be texting my buddy down in South Louisiana. You know, like, hey, what are you doing? Are you up? You know, oh man, I gotta go get coffee or whatever. But since I'm not on Facebook anymore, uh, I figured, hey, I'll just do a YouTube video, and because YouTube actually shows my posts to a few of my subscribers, anyways. So, anyways, shout out to Hiram and Wanda, and shout out to Anna up from Stanford, and thanks for your support. You're my only patron left on Patreon. So, anyhow, like I said, I don't have any art planned for this. You know, support my art. Well, I don't really have a studio for making videos or anything like that. Probably gonna get back into doing my self-sufficiency experiments. I've shaved my mustache and a little goatee because it's just bugging me and itching. I was tired of getting food, water in my mustache going in my mouth, you know, or tickling my nose. So I said that mustache got to go. I haven't shaved yet. I just trimmed. I probably missed some spots. That's what I was really trying to do. Is like, does the camera work? I want to see if what my face looks like. I've got like a permanent scowl too. Like I look angry all the time. I need to like get some Botox up here. Yeah, smile more. Smile. These are not my original teeth, so it's like my face looks different than it used to. And I'm still learning how to talk again with these new teeth. This is a permanent bridge. But anyhow, now update on things. The gardens are doing good. Looks like I got cherry trees sprouting up. Uh, so the only problem is it's hard to tell the wild black cherry from the regular cherries. These are cherry pits from the grocery store that I planted. So they'll do well around here once they get established. And that'd be great to see a load of. When I was a young person, there was a cherry tree growing. My ex-wife's, there was a abandoned house next door to her, just out in the country, you know, countryside, kind of out of town, and I think we get loaded with cherries, and that was nice. Like you could just walk around, pick them right off the tree. They had pruned it to where it was really low growing. All the branches were really spread out low to the ground. So you could just walk around. It was about, maybe only about 10, 15 feet in diameter, two of them. One was a black cherry and the other one was a red cherry. They were both very sweet, delicious cherries. It was hard to say which one tasted better. But I I guess they cross-pollinated well. There's so many wild black cherries around here that it wouldn't matter if I just had one cherry tree. It should produce really well. Um, Other stuff coming up. I got bee greens coming up, but they'll never make it. It's gonna get really hot here pretty soon because I'm down here in Louisiana. So that's the garden update from my buddy Hiram. I really haven't done much these last few days because the mowing really got me so sore and just worn out. And I was like, man, I just got to take a rest. Like, I can't even type. My hands and arms are so sore. I'm getting carpal tunnel a little bit too because the other day this elbow started hurting. And what I do, I spent like 3 hours writing a long post on just some video about UFOs. I guess I'm gonna try just probably get off of the UFO subject for a while. Um, like I said, it's not like I'm trying to compete for ratings, and if I was, I'd be in trouble because there's a whole lot of really good UFO channels out there that just look into the topic or share videos or whatever. So there's two of them I know. Like one of them just shares videos and doesn't talk about them or anything. The other one they talk about it a lot. So they just sort of dissect it. Hey, what do you think it could be? This or that. That would be like the third phase of the moon. They're kind of interesting, but at the same time, it looks like a lot of these people maybe are just fishing for, like, they want to know other things that it makes you kind of wonder, like, is this like, I don't know, it's like with the UFO stuff, it's getting really political. It's like they're kind of going after, like, we're gonna, what do these people know? What do those people know? It's like they're going after them, and I hate to see, I don't know. I mean, I just hate to see all the infighting within the political spectrum of related topics, and not necessarily UFOs, but for example, free energy and stuff like that. So, as far as like my YouTube channel, well, this is my new social media. This is my reality channel. Like I said, I just woke up. None of this is scripted, and I just wanted to do a brief update. For, like I said, some folks, the few friends that I was kind of close with on Messenger might be having some separation anxiety. This one buddy that I was texting to a lot, keeping in contact every day. So this video is mostly for him. And then my friend, over in Mississippi has really been helping to feed me. And I got a friend in California too. So Denise is in California, and my friend Wanda and Anna's been supporting me on Patreon. So thanks for the financial support. Thanks for the cheese and crackers. Like, I can live on those MREs for sure, but it's just hard to make any actual money. I mean, you mow 1 yard, and I gotta take 2 weeks off, let my body recover. So I don't have transportation really to get to town because I'm still waiting on that affordable electric car. So enough with the personal update. Oh wait, for Wanda, I was gonna let her know that I think Mama Cat's in labor because I was hearing something under the house. It was like, and I was like, man, it sounded like the cat. Like either she's dying or she's having kittens, one or the other. And I hadn't seen her for like a day or two. So, but she does appear to have been going into the house. So, oh Lord, I'm gonna have another litter of kittens underneath my house, and she's gonna train them to go wild, train them to meow at me for food, and I don't want to do that. Like when I was putting food out, I was putting food out regularly. You don't have to assault me every time I go outside. I like a little bit of peace and quiet, or I want a cat to just sneak up on me and then let me pet on it. I want to enjoy my outdoors. Like literally, that mama cat, she's too wild. You can't really pet her. You can't get close to her. But she'll come around and just meow at you, meow at you, meow, just constantly meow until you put out food. So I decided I'm not going to do that anymore. I can't keep encouraging that behavior. And I just don't really want any more cats around here skunking and squirting and trying to sneak in. Like I can't leave the door open. A wild tomcat, just come in and start spraying my house. On a nice day, sometimes I might want to just leave the door open if I'm going out for a second, just to let the house air out. Go outside, grab some vegetables out of the garden. I got greens, are all doing good, mustard greens and stuff like that. So the gardens, this time of year, I'm fixing to get berries. My mouth is dry. Get some water. Yeah, this time of year I'll be doing a little better on the food. So, yeah, but if anyone wants to send a care package to help me out, since I'm not on my disability, I don't even have health care because I can't seem to get through any of the initial steps of like prove you're a human. I don't know. Maybe I'm a robot. Who knows? Well, I don't have a cell phone, so you can't send me a verification code. I gotta go find a friend and get them to, look for the thing, and then I gotta get it. I'm not gonna do all this walking back. Like to get my internet back on, I was with customer service. When this number, that number, it sent me back and forth. Like, look, that's a mile. I gotta run a mile down the road and then a mile back, and then give you the code. And I got, oh, now I need the other number off the back of your router. And then I had to go all the way back to the house and run all the way back. It's like I'm 50 something years old. I don't need to be doing all this running up and down the road, and it's wearing me out. So it's really hard for me to just do anything online, like open a new account. Oh man, I'm lucky that my passwords are saved on this computer or something. Because shoot, I don't even remember the password, so I can't like. I was lucky enough that I remember my password to my original password and stuff from Facebook to shut down my Facebook, but I still got to wait those 30 days to delete it. So on or after the 21st is when I'll be able to open a new Facebook account, and then you'll get a new friend request from me. So, but again, I'm gonna not this time around. I don't want to use my real name and all this kind of personal information because I just literally you know you know folks out there are always worried about identity theft and this and that, and why don't you get LifeLock and all that? But then we go on Facebook and we just throw all that information out there where anybody can get access to it pretty much. So that's one another reason why I'm probably just gonna go edit my videos, even though my videos aren't really shown worldwide. Uh, Apparently, they are shown to just these people don't necessarily in other words somebody enemy type person that hates America or whatever. They're all over Facebook for one thing. Um, I think people on Facebook are just getting some really bad information. It's like every time I hear someone say something really crazy, I'm like, well, where did you get that from? And I know it's from Facebook because I've seen the crap on Facebook. It's not on the news that I'm used to seeing. If it is, then well, they're all watching this one. They're all watching this one news channel that has all this crazy ideas. So, not to get into the politics stuff too much, but so the other day I'm outside looking at my front garden and I see one of my neighbors, and he's a cool guy. I like him, and he goes, "Hey, what's up?" And then he brings it up. Oh man, what do you think about this? War in Ukraine and everything. And before I could pretty much say anything, he said, well, it's overrun with Nazis. and Putin's a good guy. He's just trying to go in there and get rid of all those Nazis. I mean, they march around with Nazi flags and the swastika on there and everything. I was like, really? He said, oh yeah. He said, well, they don't show it on the mainstream news, but I got a lot of friends that are Marines and former Marines and active Marines, and they all know, and they're telling me, that uh, Putin's really just trying to go in there and you know do the job that our fathers fought for, to get rid of these dang Nazis before they just take over all of Europe and stuff. Like, oh, okay, so it's like a preemptive attack on the Nazi Europeans. And I'm like, where's he getting his news? Because this is not what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is innocent women and children being murdered and bombed. I'm seeing schools full of kids getting bombed, by this madman dictator who who appears that he wants to just rule the world. He wants to be Caesar, just like the dude that owns Facebook calls himself the reincarnation of Caesar or something. So maybe it's all just him, and Putin's just one of the hitmen working for Caesar there that owns Facebook. I don't know. But that's kind of what it looks like. One or the other are in cahoots, and they just want to take over the world. And it's what I call projection. So if someone says, "Oh, there's Nazis in there," or it's fake news, it's fake news. Oh, so you're about to tell a lie. That's what you're saying. Like the next thing I say is about to be a lie. But this is what it looked like to me, anyhow. So all right, so I'm thinking, well, so all these Marines, they believe that Putin is the good guy, that he's our ally, and he's just really trying to help America get rid of the Nazis. Hmm, that's really strange. I mean, it sounds to me that Putin is the Nazi. As far as I know, Ukraine has had a democratically elected leader is actually a Jewish guy, from what I'm hearing. So I'm getting my news from a totally different source than all the people around me. And so Facebook apparently does show my posts to all the people around me that live very close by. And so if I say anything negative about our Lord and Master Putin, King of the USA, King of American news media, that's got all my neighbors brainwashed that he's some kind of great guy. Well, I can't say anything negative about Putin because my neighbors will attack me. So this is why I'm gonna not talk about the politics anymore. I just wanted to bring this up that apparently you know I thought the U.S. Marines worked for the United States. I didn't know they worked for Russia. But this guy's telling me that you know all his Marine buddies that live around are ex and current Marines or whatever. So then, what if they were called upon to go fight Russia? Well, are they going to do it? They don't believe that Russia, at least Russia's crazy leader, dictator guy, is. They don't think he's the enemy. I'm not saying the Russian people are our enemy. Russian people are pretty cool from what I've seen. Very smart, creative. They're crazy as fuck. They'll single-handedly fight a bear or whatever, and Russian women will put on high heels and ride a motorcycle like that. Yeah, I mean, so that's they're cool people is what point I'm trying to make, but not their leader guy. Also, I'm just not into the authoritarian and stuff. To me, the American way is democracy, and it's basically rule of law. You're not above the law. So, you know, apparently Putin thinks himself above the law, democracy because he basically controls all the news and all of the power brokers or whatever working through him or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, that's what I was taught, or that's what I imagined. That's my imagination or whatever. So apparently he's some really good guy, and he should be allowed to rule the world and conquer all of Europe first. I don't think that's going to happen. I think what's going to happen is we're about to enter World War III, and I'm wondering, hey, is anybody gonna give me a plane ticket to Denver? Let me know when I need to pack my bags and fly out to Denver if anybody wants me. But at the same time, I'm not so sure I want to be working in a sweatshop in some basement office. So that was an interesting channel about UFOs too, the basement office. But I don't know, like I said, how much y'all know about sweatshops, or if any of you out there has ever worked in a sweatshop. So, whoa, spilt my dang water, man, all over myself too. Well, that's it for this video. Alright, another wardrobe malfunction. Spilled water in bed, ran right down my butt crack. I'll tell you what, we'll just keep going with the video. We'll leave that in. That'll be a blooper. I might get more subscribers because of this video. You never know. I gotta get rid of this permanent scowl here. I'm too focused on negativity. That's why I can't watch no more news. I can't watch any of it. It's like y'all are on your own. Nobody wants my advice. The one thing I can say is so why invade Ukraine? Well, they got some of the largest, natural gas reserves in Europe, but that not so much a big deal. In the future, going forward, with clean energy, which we need to do, uh, Ukraine has some of the largest lithium deposits and rare earth deposits, and those are the two critical things for the clean energy of the future. So, the rare earths is basically going to be your power source, and your lithium is going to be your catalyst. So, and both of those are really in large quantities in Ukraine compared to other parts of Europe. So, in a clean energy future, the power brokers is going to be the people that have the lithium and have the rare earths. So oil is not going to be oil and gas is not really going to be the future, and that's right now. That's all Russia has is mostly their huge oil and gas deposits. Maybe gold too, but gold's really worthless except for jewelry. And that's only valuable in India. Well, who's on Russia's side? India. That's their only ally right now. I've been seeing a lot of news coming out of India that's very favorable to, they're doing such a good thing and the war's going really well for Russia, and they haven't lost any people, and Ukrainians are taking severe losses. Well, I don't disagree with any of that, but again, the idea that they're having great success and that they're liberating Ukraine from the Nazis or something, that I'm not buying it. So, but speaking of working in a sweatshop I'd rather work for the Nazis than the communists. The fascists, I should say, not really Nazis. Nazis is white supremacy, in case you don't know. So that's what I call Nazis. It's just white supremacy. It's not the same as just fascism as a form of government or politics or whatever. Communism, fascism, and like capitalism is really just an economic system. It's not. There's no like religion of capitalism. There's no like ideology, a set. It's not a set political sort of party or platform. So that's another huge problem, like that they have. People are interested in the politics and doing the right thing. Well, you need to have at least a third party, if not a fourth and fifth, because the two-party system is very binary. It's very bipolar, and it tends to go to extremes on left or right, and there's no common sense anywhere near the middle. So, like I said, around here it's mostly just the extreme right, and they all tend to, you know, repeat the same. Like it just sound like parrots or robots. Everybody, every I should say men. I haven't really talked to any women about any of this, but all the men I encounter seem to have the same set of beliefs that to me sound very cuckoo, cuckoo. Yeah, so Putin's a good guy and he's no threat to America. Russians are our friends and they're trying to liberate the Ukrainian people. That's not what I'm seeing. So that's all I'm gonna say on that. And also I still do. I've been worried a lot about World War III and what sort of form it'll take. Hopefully it doesn't go nuclear. Right now it seems to be mostly about news and information. And speaking of working in a sweatshop in a basement office somewhere, I wanted to talk about this light bulb. First of all, was obviously made in a sweatshop because all this is LED light bulb, and there's racks of LEDs. So, but they're not stacked in a perfect line. You can see they were hand soldered. Uh, on this side, right in there. I doubt you can see it, but there's a little wire. There's a wire connection. Okay, so a board was placed, and someone soldered it on, and then passed it down the line. And the next little old lady put a board on there and soldered it, or maybe just one person did it. Maybe this was a very limited edition. So this is what you call a boutique light bulb. This was made by a small company somewhere. There's no really ID or printing on the outside of any sort. Obviously handmade, but if it was done in China, it was probably a sweatshop of little Chinese ladies just mass producing them or whatever. But they didn't make too many of these, and so what I was going to get at is this is one of the very first sort of LED light bulbs with a standard socket that you can use on 120 volts here in the USA. And I bought this in, I got this in somewhere probably around 2006, 2007, 2006 I think is when I bought it. So not long after I got back on the internet in 2005. Okay, well the reason I got it was because I started losing my light bulbs, started burning out, but I had not bought any light bulbs since I bought light bulbs in like 1998. So in 1998, I switched to these compact fluorescent bulbs. That's one of the few remaining ones I have up there. Again, ignore the walls need paint. This is the old part of the house that hadn't been restored yet. So anyways, this light bulb up here, I don't know really how many hours it's got on it. But I'm going to take, for example, the the this bulb I bought to replace one of these CFL compact fluorescent bulbs that I bought at Walmart in 1998. Okay, So at that time, they were very just come out, or around that time, I should say. I don't know for sure it's 98, but I'm pretty sure that that particular bulb that I'm talking about, I had bought it in 1998, and it was pretty high. It was like, 40 bucks or so for just one bulb. And that's, comparably, these today would be like paying 60 bucks for this bulb. Okay, for just one bulb was like $40. But I left it in my front lamp in my front room in that apartment where I used to live for just, non-stop. And so then I moved here and had it in the bathroom, which I left on, so I can just see and get up in the middle of the night. I gotta go pee. So I just left that on like a night light, just 24/7, because it doesn't use that much electricity either. So that light bulb literally stayed on, lit 24/7 for 7 years straight at least. Because I think that one I might have bought like in '99, but still 7 years straight, never burned out once, and was never turned off either. Finally burned out in 2006, so I had to buy this light bulb. This light bulb has been on my front porch 24/7 basically. Or it was in the bathroom originally, but lately I've just been leaving the porch light on 24/7. So this one has been turned off occasionally, but never for very long, or just when I go to bed. But basically just stays on all day and all night usually. And again, I had it in the bathroom to replace that old CFL bulb that I had bought back when I was living in the park. Like, I've been living here 22 years now. Moved here in 2000. And that bulb literally stayed lit in the bathroom all those years. But so I calculate at least about 7 years, because I know that I got this one in 2006. So 2006 from 2022, okay, that's do the math. That's 16 years. So 2006, yeah, 2006 to 16 to 2022. That is 16 years. Look at all the old dust and shit on there too. You can tell it's kind of old and grimy looking. So the point I was trying to make is that these LEDs are little solid state elements in here. These are the big old LEDs. These aren't surface mount like you see nowadays mostly. These are the big old bulky kind of, indicator type LEDs. And these aren't the super brights like they have in the high grade flashlights nowadays. These are just sort of dimly lit, but they operate at maximum efficiency. So I'm curious about the electronics that's in there, but I don't think there's really much of any electronics inside this light bulb. Just current limiting, and just current limiting, because these diodes will rectify the AC themselves, and you don't really need, so you just really need to limit the current. But I don't know if there's a voltage regulator or anything in there. But the key point is I went from a CFL bulb that stayed lit for 7 years straight without burning out, to this bulb, LED bulb, which stayed lit and still works too, uh, for 16 years. Okay, so we'll just say 8 on the other one. It probably was 8 years that it stayed lit. So it doubled. So now we've doubled the lifespan of the light bulb. I switched into LEDs. So now we have these new LED light bulbs. I've cut off the plastic. There was like a little plastic thing on here. These are the modern common. This one says great value, and this one says DG value or DG family or something. So this is the Dollar General one. That's the great value from Walmart. And this one's a little bit newer. This one's a little bit older and sort of getting yellowed around the silicone bead. There's a little silicone bead that's getting yellow. Okay, so this one I went ahead and scraped off the enamel so I can see the circuit. See, and this one is newer. I haven't cleaned this one off yet at all. So on this one, I've scraped off the enamel and sort of traced the circuit. And this little, let's see, where are we at here? So power comes in. Power comes in here, goes to a bridge rectifier, and then the positive goes through. I thought, well, maybe the positive goes into here, and this is just a. I said, well, it's just a positive voltage regulator, right? It's either a voltage regulator or a transistor. So it's a three pin. That's the TO220 package or whatever. So I said, well, that's probably just a little positive voltage regulator, or it could be a transistor. I said, well, no, a transistor, switch it off. Why, there's no. I just said. Then I looked at this one, and so there's the bridge rectifier with 4 pins, AC and positive and negative. This, that's a microchip. That's a microchip. So it could be a voltage regulator, it could be a microcontroller, it could be a radio, it could literally be a whole microprocessor with a 1 meg memory in there. It could be a whole computer in there. And so then I got to look at this one again. Even though it only has 3 pins, there's a common ground, there's a middle pin that could be for something else, and then there's the other one that controls the output. So this little chip controls the output, and so the output goes, where are we at here? Yeah, down there. Okay. So the output goes to this LED, and it goes out to this LED, and it goes to this LED and to this LED, and there's a little bitty break in between there. So it goes positive to negative, positive to negative. They're all in series, and then they go to ground, and there's like a couple resistors to ground. So this chip literally controls. This is a switch. It has to go through this chip first, then it goes to all the LEDs. So this chip is sitting here turned on, and it could be doing anything. It could be counting how many hours it's on. Oh, I've been on for 10 hours. I'm going to start acting like, they leaving the lights on too long. I'm going to start acting like I'm burning out. Start blinking. Just start blinking, dimming. And you're like, oh man, this light bulb's about to burn out. I got to buy some more. And then, after it's been on for so many total hours, it'll just switch off. And, you know, apparently that's what it did, because like, well, this light bulb's no good. I was going to throw it out, and I said, well, let me see. This is just plastic, right? So I just cut it off of there. So I literally just took these big old snips I have and just cut through the plastic and just literally cut that plastic dome off of there. And I was going to hack into this. I'm not a software hacker. I'm a hardware hacker. So what I was going to do is just literally, use the current limiting resistor and just wire straight to there. But also I was going to try to run this just off of 12 volts DC. So this there was some sort of a diode was across here. I think it was either a diode. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a diode was soldered across there. Yeah, there and there was where the diode was soldered across. So I cut the diode off there. The light bulb wasn't working. Screwed it, tried it, and all the socket, waited a few days or whatever, plugged it in again, it still would not come on. It literally would not light up at all. So I cut that diode out of there and was testing different places, trying to get it to run just on DC. And I was like, well, wait a minute, it should be. I was like, it should be, they should be all in series where just I should be able to light at least just one LED. Uh, so I was trying to short across there to see where the positive and negative might be, and I couldn't get the LEDs to come on. So then I just took two hot wires with 120 volts, and I said, well, yeah, they'll burn out, but they'll flash for a second, and then I'll be able to see which way they're biased, which polarity, whatever. So when I did that, yeah, it flashed, but then they didn't burn out. And I tried again, they just lit up. I said, huh, So without even removing this board, I literally just screwed it back in, and it started working. It was working again. I mean, just whatever I did, like reset the chip or fried the chip or something. Well, that chip that's in here apparently decided to turn it back on, because that's all I did to this was literally just cut that little diode off of there, and or whatever that connection was, and so then it just started working again. So I haven't actually finished. I'd never finished hot wiring this to run on DC. That's what I was going to do, because these LEDs are still good. Just because the light bulb quit working, these LEDs are perfectly fine. So this is what's wrong with the world, why the environment is suffering, because it's just pollution. These LED, why throw this away? And this is going into landfills, and people have to buy. It's another thing, like poor, hardworking white people in America have to buy these light bulbs every couple of months, even though they're cheap. Like whatever, $6 or $10 for a package of two or three or whatever. I don't, not, not $60 a piece or whatever. This would be like $100 in today's money or whatever. But it lasts for fucking 100 years. These things, they might be cheap. They're just a few bucks each, or a dollar or two each. But yeah, it's like a dollar or two worth of LEDs in there. But then you got to buy them every couple months. Well, no, you shouldn't. You shouldn't even have to, even at that price. The point I'm trying to make is that they just want to sell light bulbs and just keep selling them to the same people, even though those LEDs are perfectly good. Sell something else. Like make light bulbs to last. And make them to where they don't waste electricity either. So at least these are fairly, high efficiency. And but these LEDs are still good. There's no point in throwing these away. So I got to finish hacking into this and get it to where, because I call this one blinking. Now this one's not blinking. This one I haven't cut anything, haven't removed anything. You can see it's pristine. The beta silicone's intact. I haven't scraped off any enamel. I literally have, all I did was cut that little dome off of there to look at it. And so this one just works fine still. But it's going to burn out soon, I guarantee you, because this chip, it's either communicating, over the AC line, which is easy to do. So, conspiracy. Here we go with the conspiracies, it's the NSA, it's the CIA, it's some alphabet agency is spying on Americans, and we all have these chips in there. Well, these things come from China. That's not the CIA. That's not the NSA. Not in America. These were made in China. So if anybody's watching you and listening to you through this little chip, it's going to be the Chinese Communist Party that's doing it. This one I call Mr. Blinky, because every so often it'll just start blinking and doing weird stuff. And the timing is really unusual. It's kind of, that's my own maybe just paranoia or whatever. But there's more to be seen with this one. Like I said, all I did was remove that one little part, and it started sort of freaking out. It started working again, but now it's kind of freaking out. Like it'll start blinking and doing stuff like, oh, it's time to start simulating failure again, or maybe it's something, or is it something else? Oh, is it? Oh man, is it ghosts? the ghosts are trying to talk to me through my light bulb. It's a scientific mystery. I want to know. I want to understand because I'm the electronics guy. I used to design computer circuits. I used to design electronic amplifiers that were supposed to be impossible. I've recently designed some electric motors that don't exist or that's impossible. So, okay, whatever you say, I'm going to take your word for it. You're the electronics expert. But I've got a huge mystery here. What this light bulb's doing and how it's doing it, why it started working again when it apparently was totally burned out, and why did it, what exactly is going on with it? Why does it blink now at odd times? Like it stays lit 24/7 if I don't turn it off, but it's certain times of the night or just in really odd, the timing of it is an interesting thing. What's making it blink and how? Is this my own telekinesis? Oh, I'm feeling weird and I'm using my mojo to make the light bulb. Well, there's a chip that's in line with the circuit. I don't have enough mojo to turn things on and off remotely with my mind. Not if it's hardwired on. Like I know if I can jump across here and get this to run directly off of a DC battery, that they should stay on until that battery's dead, totally dead. So, well, my mouth's getting dry again. It's time for coffee, I guess. I don't think I'm gonna be going back to sleep. I don't know. I might take a nap because I slept all day yesterday, but I was just worn out from mowing and still depressed over losing Monkey Girl. But other than that, things are going fine. I just don't really want to be on social media because I don't agree with any of the things that other people are sharing on there. And so, when I don't agree, people tend to get mad at me and come threaten me. And so I posted, some, like I did a screenshot. This one guy, sent really a threat, threatened me, or me, basically threatening to come kill me. And it's happened more than once. People get on there on Facebook. These are local people, that. So yeah, I wouldn't want to be trolled by people from other countries either. So anyhow, that's why I'm leaving Facebook, and I really am considering just not even going back either. Like if I do, I said I'm going to come back under a different name if possible. And so I told those friends on there, who to be looking for. But still, it's going to be after the 21st of next month. So we still got at least a good 25 days to go. So I hope y'all ain't missing me too bad. I mean, I'm kind of like I said, I'm kind of missing my buddy, being able to just like chat with him about these kind of random ideas coming to my mind, or just random conspiracy theories. The light bulb conspiracy. Well, there's something going on with the wasteful LED light bulbs that don't last when they should last for you know 50 years or 100 years. Really, they should easily be able to make LED lights that would stay lit for at least 100 years before there's any practical damage to the semiconductor material. So anyhow, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and get up now and try to make my coffee and wake up. So that was the morning. Still can't see anything though. These glasses, these are not my good glasses. I can't not even see the screen from here. I'm still laying in bed in case you can't tell. So anyways, well, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Certainly not my best, totally unscripted, and I'm still half asleep. trying to wake up. But um, I don't know where I'm going with my YouTube channel. I might just go back to doing the garden stuff, or might just keep doing it like this, totally free form. Whatever I'm thinking about on that day, take it or leave it, or like it or not. But the UFOs, maybe not so much. You know, yeah, everybody's getting serious about UFOs now. It's like, well, it's kind of, now we're fixing to go to, are we going to war? We're not going to war. That's what they're debating. Like, oh, now the UFO people are like, oh, they're just trying to prepare us for the next stage of war. Well, hey, might have to go to war against the aliens. You never know. Anyhow, ugh, I'll go back to my self-sufficiency and sort of independence stuff. I always used to say America was founded on ideas of independence, not on being totally dependent on some authoritarian dictator. So that's why I'm opposed to this crazy madman over in Russia. And yeah, I hope he doesn't carry through on his. He really is threatening to take over all of Europe. That does mean World War III. So the madman playing a dangerous game of bluff. Yeah, how does he know that those missiles can't be stopped? So how does he know the UFOs aren't some kind of secret military machines? And so now it looks like they're going after, oh, we're going to storm Area 51. They're going after the U.S. Air Force. That's what I was looking for. It's like, so now we go, well, wait a minute. Who are my enemies? The U.S. Marines? Their allies in Russia? Or is it the U.S. Air Force is my enemy now? I don't know. Like I'm kind of done with all you news people, so-called news channels. It's fake news, fake news. It's all fake news unless I see it and hold it in my hand, right? Unless I actually get to test it and put my own voltmeter on there, it's totally fake news to me. So there, take that, put that in your pipe and smoke it. All right, thanks for watching.